Hey everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we're going to take a look at another trim level of the 2026 Hyundai Santa Fe Hybrid, this time the fully loaded calligraphy. Now it's hard to believe that this vehicle is already in its third model year in production in its current design and form factor, which means a mid-cycle product enhancement or refresh isn't too far away. And it'll be interesting to see what Hyundai decides to do with the Santa Fe for that refresh when it does occur. Now, if you're curious about what changed for 2026 across both the gas and the hybrid Santa Fe's, make sure to check out the dedicated changes video I have posted here on the channel where I go trim by trim, tell you exactly the features that are being added and or removed across every single variant. But when it comes to the calligraphy and the calligraphy hybrid in specific, it is losing the forest green and beige two-tone interior option, being replaced with the pecan brown from that of the limited of the past couple model years. So if you're wanting the brown interior in the calligraphy, you can now get it here for 2026. And the hybrid is losing the passenger side relaxation seat function, which the gas Santa Fe calligraphy actually never got, fun fact. So if you're looking for that, and also the UV-C sterilization compartment in the upper glove box, those are going to be no longer available. But outside of that, it's going to be largely a carryover, and this vehicle still offers a ton of impressive features and benefits for that sub $50,000 price point. Now, in terms of price point, the hybrid is going up $620 over that of an equivalent 2025, which brings the MSRP for a front-wheel drive, fully loaded calligraphy hybrid to $49,945, including destination. If you're wanting all-wheel drive, it'll be just under $52,000, including destination, not any additional accessories or extra cost paint color. Now, the one behind me is the ultimate red exterior with a few additional accessories, which brings the price point closer to that $54,000 price point, including destination and those add-ons. But overall, let's go ahead and take a quick look at this beautiful ultimate red Santa Fe behind me and see what it has to offer. So like I said, the Santa Fe in front of us is finishing the ultimate red exterior with the black genuine Nappa leather on the inside. Now, like I said, pecan brown is a new interior option depending on the exterior color that you do choose. Hopefully I will be able to bring you that color combination here very shortly here on the channel, as well as check out the new 8-speed automatic transmission for the 2.5 liter turbo. So stay tuned for all of that. Now, styling is going to be identical to that of the last two model years. So starting at the front end, you will find the LED daytime running lights and turn signals in that H pattern logo right there, with the LED projector headlights, both low and high beam, directly on either side of that. You do have a running light strip that connects the two H logos together when the headlights are illuminated or the running lights are enabled. Down below, you'll find even more H logos for the body color grille section in the middle, gloss black entirely around it for the calligraphy, which does differ from that of some of those other trim levels. You have front, rear, and side parking sensors, 360 surround view camera system with that camera located right there with the active arrow shutters on either side. And you can see the calligraphy gets a nicer premium dark chrome trim, as well as the black stainless steel Hyundai logo on the hood right there. Now, coming around to the side profile, the calligraphy, of course, is the top trim, which gets all of the nice gloss black exterior accents to help differentiate it from that of the others in the lineup. So all of this, instead of being matte black plastic, is going to be gloss black, which gives it just a little bit more of a premium accent. And then coming to the wheel and tire setup, this is going to be the calligraphy hybrid exclusive wheel. The calligraphy gas actually gets a 21-inch alloy wheel, where the hybrid gets a slightly smaller 20-inch, kind of satin black in design with a little bit more of an aerodynamic look to it. It is going to be wrapped in a 255, 45, 20-inch Pirelli Scorpion MS all-season tire, very similar tire to that of the 2026 Palisades as well. Little Santa Fe logo here on the front fenders. Body color mirror caps, LED turn signal integration with the cameras on the very bottom, some more gloss black at the bottom to accent the edge a little bit. And then you have gloss black A, B, C pillars all down the side profile. We have no auto dimming mirrors, but they are going to be power folding, heated with blind spot detection as standard. You have Hyundai Digital Key 2.0 Premium on the front two door handles, along with standard proximity key entry. And take a look at the side profile. You can see just how boxy the Santa Fe is in comparison to vehicles even such as the Palisade. When you park them side by side, the Palisade is a little bit more rounded. But you get the integrated grab handle for the C-pillar, gloss black roof rails, and the dual pane sunroof, which certainly does let in a lot of additional light into the cabin. And then coming out back, you will find, of course, the very boxy squared off design and tailgate, which helps with cargo ingress and egress. But in terms of lighting, you have partial LED lighting with your taillights and running lights and turn signals in that H pattern right there. You have a secondary set of LED lights for when the hatch is opened for legality reasons. And then your incandescent reverse lights are located at the very bottom of the rear bumper. A lot of gloss black and satin black accents. course, the integrated backup camera is going to be located just above the handle release for the tailgate. More black badging for the Santa Fe and Hyundai logo. Third brake light with integrated digital camera on the right side. Rear wipers tucked up underneath the spoiler, which Hyundai has been doing a great job of implementing that on most of their new products, which is definitely a nice function. And overall, I think the Santa Fe is certainly going to be one of those love it or hate it types of vehicles. The color does change the overall perspective, as well as the lighting. You can see it is pretty much direct sunlight, and ultimate red certainly pops along with all of the gloss black on this trim level. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the window sticker so you guys know exactly how this one's equipped before jumping onto the interior. So take a look at the window sticker. The Calligraphy Hybrid comes fully loaded with everything that the current generation Santa Fe has to offer, including the more advanced driver assist safety suite with highway drive assist, spark cruise control, lane fall assist, blind spot collision avoidance assist, and the list goes on. Of course, you get 360 cameras, power folding side mirrors, heated and ventilated first row seats with heated captain chairs in the second row that are also going to be partially powered, interior ambient lighting, and the list goes on. Now, Blue Link Plus is still included with this vehicle, but unfortunately, complimentary maintenance has been removed from the MSRP. This one has a few additional accessories as well as the extra cost paint color, which brings the total MSRP, including destination, to $53,330, and these are going to be produced here in Montgomery, Alabama, and get significantly better fuel economy than that of the 2.5 liter turbo. So take a look here on the interior. This one has the black Nappa on the inside, but there are going to be 3 different interior colors available depending on the exterior color that you do choose. Now, starting out here on the door panel, the calligraphy does get some slight differences from that of some of the lesser trim levels, including some more soft touch materials. So up top, you have the smooth soft touch with accent stitching, some dark trim in the middle, and then a soft touch armrest for your elbow with more accent stitching. You have power windows, mirrors, and locks, power folding mirrors. All 4 windows are going to be fully automatic up down. And then you have the 2-position memory driver seat with the Bose premium audio system with additional door storage. Now, coming to the door sill plate, you can see it is a nice dark trim to match the door panels and some of the other interior. And then you have a full power driver seat with relaxation, 4-way power lumbar, and a ton of different adjustments with the black Nappa perforated. Some nice H logo design here on the backrest to match that of the front of the vehicle. And then coming to the dashboard, you can see it is going to be basically unchanged from the last 2 model years. So here on the inside of the Santa Fe Calligraphy Hybrid, this is going to be largely unchanged from the last 2 model years of this vehicle, but the Santa Fe was one of the first vehicles within the Hyundai lineup to debut the new CCNC hardware, which has since rolled out to vehicles such as the all-new Palisade, Tucson, and Santa Cruz. Now, in front of the driver, you're going to find dual 12.3-inch screens for the instrument cluster and infotainment system. It is controlled here on the left side of the steering wheel. And of course, this is the more advanced screen that supports the blind spot view monitor via the 360 exterior cameras. You have your speedometer on the left, tachometer on the right, which is going to be slightly different for the hybrid versus the gas. And in the middle, you have the driver assist safety suite. Cycling through this, you have your trip information, fuel economy, odometer, hybrid engine temperature, tire pressure, as well as the H-Track all-wheel drive if it is equipped. And then you can put the built-in navigation up here as well. Now, coming back to the steering column, you have the forward attention camera, which has been tweaked with software and maybe even hardware since the early 2024s, which did have a little bit of issue. Since then, I think that has been resolved for the most part. And then you have your nice Nappa steering wheel that is going to be 2-tone depending on the interior that you do choose. Is going to be heated, of course. You have the 4 dots in the middle, dark trim at the very bottom. You have the highway drive assist, smart cruise control, lane fall assist here on the left side, audio multimedia on the right side, paddle shifters for the regen levels. This vehicle does support different levels of regen for the electric motor via the hybrid system. And then down here on the column, you have the column-mounted shift-by-wire gear shift, which has since again rolled out to a lot of other products within the lineup. Was first debuted on the Ioniq electric vehicles. Unfortunately, this is not a haptic feedback in design, so like some of the newer vehicles that does vibrate when you put it in reverse, this one does not. But then coming back to the headlights, it does have automatic headlights with auto high beam assist, rain sense wipers on the Calligraphy, and to the left of the steering wheel you have your electronic parking brake, gauge dimming, power trunk, as well as traction control off. Manual tilt telescopic steering wheel. You can see the ambient lighting across the dash is illuminated. Once again, forms an H logo, AC vents, soft touch dashboard up top with your color heads-up display. There is some programmability and different functions you can change on that, including what information is displayed. Center channel for the Bose premium audio system, and then coming to the infotainment, CCNC navigation, Built-in navigation, wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Sirius XM, AM, FM, USB, Bluetooth inputs. Does still have BlueLink Plus, which is free for the lifetime of the first owner. You have dedicated hybrid pages for this hybrid powertrain, which shows electric motor use, hybrid fuel economy, what status the system is currently in, and there are a few different functions you can choose there. You have power seats for the calligraphy, so you can control the power folding second row seats, heated second row seats from the screen. A lot of this function is going to be very similar to that of the all-new Palisade Hyundai Pay, and it does support over-the-air software updates. Down below that, you do have the dual-zone automatic climate control, all the physical buttons and controls for the most part with the small touchscreen in the middle, for your heated, ventilated front seats with heated steering wheel, automatic vehicle hold, drive mode selection. This vehicle does have Eco, Sport, My Drive, and Snow, and a unique baby mode, which I do have a short video here on the channel covering that in a little bit more detail. Essentially, you have to go under My Drive and program it into the head unit. But you do have four-wheel drive lock, hill descent control, 360 cameras, parking sensors on off, and this does support the augmented reality 360 camera, so you can scroll around the exterior of the vehicle. Pretty cool stuff. Dual wireless chargers for your phone, so both of these are going to be wireless chargers with the Hyundai digital keypad here on the left side, USB-C charging and data ports, additional storage, and 12-volt outlet down below. Two very large cup holders with the proximity key remote start. You do have remote smart park assist on this particular model as well. You have the cool soft touch center console with a dual open glove box, or excuse me, center console, which does open both ways from the front and the back. Additional storage with a pull-out tray inside. Up top, you have the black or dark suede pillars and headliner for the black interior. This does change depending on the interior that you do choose. Overhead vanity illumination. You have the digital camera mirror with garage home link on the bottom. It is also auto dimming if you don't want to use the camera function. BlueLink SOS, overhead LED lighting, power sunroof for the first, and power shade for the back. This is gloss black, which does change from that of the Palisade Calligraphy, which gets a satin black trim. I actually like the satin black more, but there is going to be the glass roofs for both the first and second row, and as you can see, pretty much unchanged from that of the last 2 years. So take a look at the second and third rows of the Santa Fe Calligraphy. The good news is most of the materials will follow through from the front, which is always a nice touch. So here on the door panel, all the soft touch upper and lower section for the armrests are going to be the same. You have the manually integrated side shades, power windows, cup holders, additional door storage, and the heated 3-stage second row captain chairs are on the door panel instead of the center console. Now coming to the captain chairs, the Calligraphy as well as the Limited now for 2026 now comes standard with captain chairs, with the Limited having the optional bench seat if you still want that. All of the design is going to be identical to the front. You can see you have the power bottom cushion, the power tilts for the backrest, and then the manual or partial power unlatch for sliding the seat forward and backward. Now stepping inside, the step-in height is going to be very easy given the square door opening and the ride height of this vehicle. There's a quick look at the front dashboard. In terms of rear seat amenities, we have the pull-out drawer for additional storage, USB-C ports on both of the front seats with cargo hooks. We have now unpadded or non-soft touch mat pockets on both the front seats. This was formerly a softer touch material, so that is a small difference. AC vents on the B-pillars. You can see the sway does continue on about halfway. Overhead LED illumination, grab handles. There's the large fixed-in-place sunroof. And there's a look at the captain chairs. This does support the ratcheting armrest just like the Palisade, so you can kind of configure that for how you wish and how you're optimally comfortable on those longer distance road trips. And in terms of overall seat, behind my seating position, you can see I have at least 6 inches of legroom, plenty of footroom down below, and headroom is not going to be an issue even with the sunroof, given the boxy design and nature. Now, unfortunately, I can't really show you too much in terms of the third row on this particular one because it does have a lot of additional accessories back here, so the seats are folded down. I will overlay some additional video and coverage, but in terms of amenities, you have AC vents, additional cup holders, USB-C charging, and then vent controls to control the fan speed on the passenger side, along with a 115 volt, 150 watt power outlet, which is nice for camping, tailgating, or doing some other activities like that. Although it would be nice to see a little bit of additional power out of that basically household outlet in the cargo / third row of the vehicle. But overall, pretty spacious on the inside. The third row is definitely not meant for adults or long distance trips with adults, but is usable in a pinch for kids or teenagers or vehicles like that. And then taking a look at the storage or cargo area behind the third row seats, of course, does come with the hands-free smart liftgate with programmable height. And then taking a look with those captain chairs in the upright position, you can see this huge box does fit inside the vehicle, which is, I think the crossbar accessory box. So those are probably 50 inches or so in overall length. On the left side, you have the 12-volt outlet, the subwoofer for the Bose premium audio system. On the right side, you have that power outlet. You can fold down the second row seats from these buttons on the right side, so they are fully power. I believe they will actually contact the front seats. You can see over there with the headrest, and it'll basically stop itself. So you do have to make sure the first row seats are in optimal positions. And then underneath the floor, the Hybrid gets the 12-volt battery integrated in the back, so it does not get a spare tire, but you do get the roadside mobility kit. There's the 12-volt battery, additional storage. Unfortunately, you cannot store this cargo shade cover beneath the floor like the gas 2.5 liter turbo Santa Fe, so that is a little bit of a drawback. But underneath the vehicle, I believe a compact spare tire might still be able to be added, but that is something you'll have to investigate, of course, on your own. But overall, that is going to be a look at the cargo space. Pretty good for this size vehicle, as long as you keep the third row seats folded down. And then here on the passenger side, and I quickly want to jump in here in regards to the passenger side relaxation seat going away on the Calligraphy and the Calligraphy Hybrid, which consists of the leg rest extension right here. The fact that the seat kind of tilts and reclines all in one fashion with that button. And it also is losing the power adjustments here on the side of the seat, which allows rear occupants as well as the driver to move the seat forward and back, as well as tilt and recline the seat right there. So that is no longer found on the Calligraphy and the Calligraphy Hybrid for 2026, just because the relaxation seat itself is going away. There's a look at the dashboard. You do retain the second glove box. It just does no longer have the UV-C sterilization inside, so you just have additional storage. Damp glove box, LED illumination. The brochure or manual does fit inside, so that is always a nice thing to see. And you can see overall, the interior of the Calligraphy is going to be very premium for this segment of SUV. Let's go ahead and pop the hood so it powers this particular vehicle before wrapping this video up. So under the hood of every Santa Fe Hybrid, you're going to find the same 1.6 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder paired to a single electric motor and a 6-speed automatic transmission. This puts out 231 horsepower and 271 pound-feet of torque either through the front wheels only or all four wheels when you do select the H-Track all-wheel drive. And as I mentioned during the window sticker portion of this video, this vehicle gets significantly better MPG than that of the 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, upwards of 15 MPG better in combined driving according to the window sticker. So if you're looking for the more fuel efficient option, the Hybrid is certainly going to be the way to go. Now, of course, if you need the additional towing capacity of the either XRT or just the standard 2.5 liter turbo, that is going to be a great option. But overall, I think the Hybrid still offers a decent amount of performance, and the fuel economy is substantially better. But unfortunately now for 2026, this isn't necessarily going to be the better option in terms of the transmission, given the 2026 2.5 liter turbo now has an 8-speed torque converted automatic versus this 6-speed torque converted automatic. So in the past, I recommended the Hybrid just due to the difference in transmission. So I'm gonna have to reevaluate my option, but overall, I still think the Hybrid is not gonna be a bad decision in terms of the fuel economy and the benefits there. So that's gonna do it here for this walk around tour on the 2026 Hyundai Santa Fe Hybrid Calligraphy. If you guys enjoyed this video and or found it helpful, make sure to hit that like button below, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to check out additional coverage I have on the 2026 Santa Fe, Palisade, and additional videos coming here over the near future. But overall, like I said, for 2026, this is basically a carryover, some minor packaging changes across the board, but the biggest news is going to be on the 2.5 liter turbo side of things with that new updated 8-speed torque converted automatic versus the Hybrid, which goes basically unchanged for the powertrain. Minor revisions to packaging, and I don't think the loss of the passenger relaxation seat or the UV-C sterilization compartment is going to be a deal breaker. Now, the brown interior also being offered is a very nice touch for those that formerly wanted that interior but couldn't get it with the Calligraphy or had to settle for the Limited. Hyundai made that decision probably based on consumer and dealer feedback, and I still think the Santa Fe for right around that $50,000 price point or $51,000 with all-wheel drive is going to be pretty competitive considering the fuel economy and benefits and things like that. But of course, now we have the 2026 Palisade and soon to be Palisade Hybrid becoming available, which will overlap this vehicle in terms of price point for both the gas and the Hybrid. So ultimately, it'll be interesting to see how people end up choosing based on size, styling, features, packaging, things like that here over the next calendar year for the vehicle. But nonetheless, let me know what you guys think of the Santa Fe and Santa Fe Hybrid down in the comment section below. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those down there as well, and I will do my best to answer them. And of course, as always, I hope to see you guys in the next one and appreciate continued support.